Meta just spent $14.3 billion. That's not million, that's billion. They brought in Alexander Wang from Scale AI. They rebuilt their entire artificial intelligence stack from the ground up. That's 9 months of work, thousands of engineers, and they came out on the other side in fourth place. I think when I was growing up, that was honorable mention, which I got a lot of the time. That's fourth, behind Google, behind OpenAI, and of course behind Anthropic. So the question we have to ask today is simple. Is this a good bet? And who wins this thing? Because right now we're watching four companies spend more money than most countries generate in a year trying to beat each other at a game that changes every 6 months. And there's nobody on CNBC that's going to tell you the same thing. So while Zuckerberg is burning through $135 billion a year in AI spending, you and I are sitting here right now building an entire daily show, running businesses, deploying voice agents for local companies, all of it for, well, a lot less. Same underlying technology, but a different zip code. So the revolution isn't happening in their boardroom. It's happening in our kitchen. Zuckerberg spent more on one AI model than most towns will generate in a lifetime. I deploy the same caliber of intelligence for local businesses at $297 a month. I deploy a voice agent for a plumber last Tuesday. And you know what it did? It answered every single call he missed over the weekend. That's every one. While he was at his kid's baseball game, while he was sleeping, while he was living his life. $14 billion and a guy in his home office in Santa Clarita with a laptop, actually more than one, is outperforming them with one metric that actually matters. Did it help a real person today? Think about that. Can you imagine what that means for the rest of us? Goldman Sachs dropped numbers this week that should keep you up tonight. AI is eliminating 25,000 jobs per month, creating 9,000 back. Net loss, 16,000 jobs, gone every single month, and it's hitting the youngest workers hardest. You see, when they lay off people and they say it's because of AI or fire people, then all of a sudden their valuations go up if they're a publicly traded company because everybody's like, the stockbrokers and the stock owners are very happy because, oh my gosh, they're looking at this thing that's going to make me a lot of money because I have stock in the company. Data entry, customer service, legal support, billing. And here's what nobody's saying out loud. The destruction arrives now today. That's this month. The new jobs being created, those take years to show up. Goldman's own data shows that workers displaced by technology earn 10% less for a full decade after losing their position. And this isn't a speed bump. This is a crater in somebody's life. And you know what really kills me? The same CEOs laying off 16,000 people a month are the ones doing keynote speeches about empowering the workforce with AI. Mark Benioff said that Salesforce will not hire any more engineers, customer service agents, or lawyers because of AI tools. But then he goes on stage and talks about the future of work. Whose future? Definitely not your kid's future. Not a 22-year-old student with debt that just got told her data entry position was automated. She's not at that conference. She's on Indeed at 11 p.m. trying to figure out what just happened to her career before it even started. That's who we build for. That's who this show is for. That's why we pick up the tools, not because the technology is cool, but because the alternative is being on the receiving end of it. The person who picks up the tool is the person who stays employed. That's what needs to be learned. The person who ignores it is the person the tool replaces. Now, back in February, something happened that shook Wall Street to its core. Anthropic, the company that makes the tool I'm literally using right now to build this show, launched a set of plugins for their co-work platform. Not a new model, not some revolutionary breakthrough, but basically structured instructions for contract review, legal triage, compliance checks, prompts, workflow configurations. That's it. Thomson Reuters dropped 16%. LegalZoom dropped 20%. $285 billion in a market value erased in a single trading day. Wall Street called it the SaaSocalypse. Let that word sit with you for just a second. SaaS being software as a service apocalypse. For software companies because of just a plug-in. The same platform that caused a $250 billion sell-off is the platform that you and I potentially are using right now, especially me. Right here, I pay $200 a month, but you get it for $20. And when I deploy for a plumber, a dentist, or an HVAC company here in Santa Clarita, they're operating with the same firepower that made Wall Street panic. The wealthy panic because AI threatened their jobs. Welcome to the club. Now imagine, instead of panicking, you picked up the tool and you used it. That's what we do here. That's what I help businesses do every single day. But here's the thing I tell every client. This is everyone. This is powerful technology. You need somebody who understands security, who tests it, who refines it, who knows what to look for, because the guy who watched 3 YouTube tutorials last Tuesday and now calls himself an AI consultant, he's selling systems he never stress test. Never asked what happens when this thing hallucinates at 2 a.m. and tells a customer the wrong thing. I was a DRE instructor, that's drug recognition expert, and you know what that means? We didn't guess. We tested, we validated, we put our name on it, stood behind it. It was in the report, called into question by every attorney possible and the judge. When I deploy a system for a business, I break it first on purpose, because if I don't break it, a customer will. And that customer doesn't care about your YouTube certification. If you're going to put AI in front of real people with real money on the line, you better know what you're doing, or you better hire somebody that does. Now we need to talk about something personal. A study came out this year in the Millbank Quarterly that confirmed what we've been saying on the show. Ultra-processed foods and cigarettes use the identical industry playbook. Same sensory additives, same reward acceleration strategy, same lobbying playbook, same health washing claims. The researchers called them highly engineered delivery systems designed specifically to maximize biological and psychological reinforcement. Delivery systems designed to maximize reinforcement. They have a name for it. It's the bliss point, the exact combination of sugar, salt, and fat that spikes your dopamine, crashes it, and makes you reach for more. They change the shape of fat globules to improve how food feels in your mouth. They grind salt finer so the flavor hits your taste buds faster. They literally call that an improved flavor burst. This isn't food. This is a drug with a nutrition label. And you want to know why health insurance won't cover food addiction treatment? Because the money flows the other direction. The food industry creates the addicts. The pharmaceutical industry sells them the pills. Insurance industry charges them higher premiums, and the diet industry sells them the same failed solution every January for $49.99 a month. Everybody's getting paid except you. You're the product. You're the recurring revenue. They don't want you healthy. The healthy person is a lost customer. I know because I was the customer. 317 pounds by my third last attempt at a meal plan while hiding a bag of fast food under my front seat. Nobody in that supply chain wanted me to stop eating. Every single one of them wanted me to feel bad enough to buy their solution and desperate enough to fail so I would buy it again. And then it's my fault. That's not healthcare. That's a subscription trap wearing a lab coat. Here's what they never taught us. When you stop eating, your body flips a switch. It's called autophagy. Your cells literally start eating their own damaged parts, recycling broken proteins. They start to clean house. An enzyme called mTOR shuts down. Growth mode stops. Repair mode starts. A study on the intermittent fasting showed autophagy gene expression jumped to 4.2 times in just 4 weeks. That's 4 weeks. Your body already knows how to fix itself. It's been trying to help you for years. We've been told our whole lives to eat 6 small meals a day, snack between meals, never skip breakfast. Every single one of those instructions keeps your body in growth mode and prevents the repair cycle from even starting. So who benefits from you eating more often? Well, follow the money. It's actually not your cells. Somebody's going to comment that fasting's dangerous and I should see a doctor. Yes, you should see a doctor. But you know what else is dangerous? 317 pounds, 365 pounds when I was my fattest. You know what's dangerous? Insulin resistance at 56. You know what else is dangerous? Dying slowly in a body that's breaking down while everybody around you pretends it's fine because they don't want to be rude or hurt your feelings. I didn't get to 317 because I missed a doctor's appointment, or 365. I got there because every system around me was designed to keep me exactly where I was. Comfortable, numb, profitable. I'm done being profitable for people who don't care if I live or die. You need to embrace fasting. I'm not a guru. I'm not a coach. I'm an addict sitting here with other addicts telling you what I'm doing and what the science says. If you're carrying extra fat, you've tried everything. You failed 100 times, you're not broken. It's the system. And stumbling is part of the recovery. We get back up. That's what we do. Let me ask you something. Why does it cost more to sell $1 million home than a $300,000 home? The work, it's identical. It's the same photo process, same staging, same MLS entry, same open houses, same negotiations, same phone calls. So why does the commission scale with the price? Well, that's because the industry set it up that way. And nobody questions it because The people who benefit from it are the ones you're asking. California 30-year fixed mortgage rate hit 6.37% yesterday, down from 6.62 a year ago. Now, the California Association of Realtors projects 274,000 sales this year at a statewide median of $905,000. Rates are moving back in the right direction. Buyers are coming back. Active listings had climbed for 23 consecutive months. If you're thinking about selling in Santa Clarita or anywhere in the valley, this is the window. But here's what I hear every single week. My agent said the higher commission motivates them to work harder. Really? So your agent just told you that their effort is directly tied to how much they get paid on a particular deal. That's not motivation. That sounds more like a confession. They just admitted that they won't give you their best unless the check is big enough. I give every client the same effort because they pay me the same fee. $300,000 house, $17,000. $3 million, $17,000. Same Connor, same energy, same obsession with getting you the highest price in the shortest time and getting you the best terms possible. You shouldn't have to pay more to get your agent's full attention. That should be the baseline. But this industry has been running on a broken model for so long that people defend it like it's gravity. It's not gravity, it's tradition. And tradition is just peer pressure from dead people. Sellers only, fixed fee. 100% of my energy, one thing. 27 years in this valley, not a pitch, just what I do. 80% of California homeowners are sitting on a mortgage rate below 5% right now. New buyers are staring at this 637. The gap froze this market for 2 solid years, but life doesn't wait for interest rates. Divorces happen, jobs change, families grow, parents downsize. 23 straight months of inventory growth tells you the freeze is cracking. And here's what most agents won't tell you. In a normalizing market, the agent you choose matters more, not less. When buyers have options, when inventory isn't scarce, your listing strategy is the difference between selling in 30 days or sitting for 6 months. I've been doing this for 27 years in this valley. I've watched agents coast through hot markets where you could list a house with a crayon drawing for a photo and it would sell in a weekend. Those agents are about to find out what a real market feels like. That's where experience matters. Where knowing every inspector, every lender, every escrow officer by first name matters. Where having a negotiated 1,000 deals actually matters. Not 5, not 50, over 1,000. If your agent's biggest selling point is their Instagram page, you might want to have a conversation. Everything we talked about today, AI models that cost $14 billion, food engineering labs to keep you addicted, an industry that charges you more to sell your home because they can. Every single one of those systems was designed by people chasing a lowercase g, money, power, market share, click-through rate. An uppercase G doesn't promise you it's going to avoid the storm. It promises you that you're not going to face it alone. I was a cop for 20 years. I've seen the worst people can do to each other. I've knocked on doors at 3 a.m. and that nobody should have ever had to knock on. And through all of it, the one thing that kept me from becoming the cynical, burnt-out, angry version of myself that this world tries to turn you into was the one simple thing that I held on to most: gratitude. Not for the good stuff, but for the bad stuff, for the hard calls, for the days I wanted to quit, for the fat I was carrying and the fat that I continue to carry right now, for the businesses that failed before the ones that worked, because those were the days that built me. And if you're grateful, if all you're grateful for is the wins, you haven't learned anything yet. The losses are the curriculum. The wins are just the diploma. Whether your anchor is Jesus, like mine, or something else you hold on to when everything gets loud, you should find it today and hold on to it, because the noise out there is only getting louder, and the people selling the noise don't care if you make it through. AI for everyone, not just the wealthy. Recovery for everyone, not just the ones who can afford a clinic. Fair pricing for everyone, not just the ones who know how to negotiate. That's the mission, and that's why we show up. I'm Connor with Honor. You can see me at connorwithhonor.com, and we'll see you in the next one.